Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the studio. I am, yes, live, double checking on YouTube. Everything is good. It's good to see you. I don't know if the glasses are going to work today. Every time I don't know, I might have to take them off. See, because then my eyeballs go into the green screen, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't need to see super far away. My notes are here. Is everybody excited for the holiday week? We got a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. But I do want to go over what's happening in the studios this week. So real quick in our intro, couple notes for you. Number one, there are no preschool classes this week. So if you normally come to a toddler art and play class, a preschool fundamentals art class, you do not have class this week. You've already had your 3 classes for the month of November, and we will see you in December. Okay. Same story for our creative exploration kids. So if you normally come on either Wednesday nights at Flatwoods or Friday afternoons and evenings in Liberty, those creative exploration classes only meet 3 times a month, and you've already had all 3 of your classes for the month of November. So we will see you in December as well. Now, for my drawing and my multimedia students, you guys also have a different kind of schedule this week because of Thanksgiving. We're running an open studio style class for your 4th session, right? And that helps everybody. That helps so that we don't have like super small classes, that like it helps us to consolidate and condense our classes for a week that we already know is going to be lighter. It helps so that if you miss your class, you don't have anything necessarily that you have to make up, as long as you've already done your project for November, which we'll talk about when we get into that session for each one of yours. Most of our kids took their projects home for multimedia, and that was by design. We tried to get it out in 3 weeks because we know attendance is going to be really, really low this week, especially because I believe Park Hill, North Kansas City schools, you guys don't even have class this week, is my understanding. Liberty still has school for 2 days. So we know attendance is going to be low this week anyway. And so just to set ourselves up for success, we go ahead and make sure that we get those projects wrapped up. So we'll have a lot of really fun stations set up tonight and tomorrow for those open studios. I think we're going to do some splat painting. I think we're going to have the Sumi ink out. I think we've got some fun little craft stuff going on. So the kids will just get to explore the space if you come to an open studio. All right, so we'll talk about that more in housekeeping and then in each of our sections as we go along. Let's go through it. I'm going to lose the glasses, you guys, because it's kind of bothering me. There we go. All right, for our preschoolers, you guys, no class this week, okay? We'll start December classes when we come back from Thanksgiving. We'll get to read some fun holiday books. We read Mistletoe, we read The Mitten, I don't think we read Snowy Day, but I could be wrong. That might be a January book. But we're gonna make a project that goes through all 3 sessions, and so we'll start it in week 1, we'll finish it in week 3. We also make some fillable ornaments. The preschool stations are all new, so the paint pendulum will go away, and instead we'll get out things like cloud dough, which is scented with some holiday scents. We have our sugar cookie Play-Doh that the kids can practice baking. All sorts of great stuff happening in preschool classes for the month of December. In our multimedia classes, this is a K-3 class taking their projects home. Like I said, most of our kids took their projects home in last week's session. Now, if your kid is in these classes and they did not take their project home and they're going to be in class tonight or tomorrow night, we'll get them finished up. Don't worry about it. If your kiddo did not take their project home and they're not going to be here this week, that's okay. Don't stress about it. It's a busy time of year. Sometime in the month of December, heck, even January, if you've got time, sign up for a makeup session and we'll get that finished up for you. Here's my 4th and 5th graders. They're doing ink doodles. Most of our kids finished last week, but because of the nature of this project and how detailed it was, we did have some artists who need a little bit more time. So this was that like fuzzy creature grid drawing, and you could see one of our artists here who's finished hers. We got them all into mats, anybody that was ready, and take them home last week. The kids that didn't, we'll get them done this week. And then, like I said, if you're not going to be in class this week at our open studio sessions, just sign up for a makeup class and we'll get you started, like set up to finish that, okay? Why am I beeping? Grace sent me a photo. 4th and 5th, or 6th, 7th, and 8th, 12th, you guys are doing the ink and fire. So we're getting all of those. Grace. Grace decides to give me all the photos this morning. She always takes the best photos too. Actually, both of these are her photos. So this is our ink and fire project. Last week, most of our kids did their alcohol inks on the glass. And then we light it on fire and you get these really fun swirly designs on the glass so we can put the drawing behind it. So if your kiddo wasn't in class this week and they didn't get to do this step, sign up for, well, if they're going to be in class this week, we might be able to get this done. We try not to light things on fire during open studio, but if it's a small enough session, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Safely, we'll figure it out. All right. But if you're not in class this week, you can sign up for a makeup session because you don't want to miss this project step, right? All right, creative explorations, you guys, no class this week. Okay. Like I said, you've got your 3 sessions under your belt for November, and then we'll see you in December for all the really great December stations. Drawing 101 classes. So it's been all about food this month, and for the life of me, and I teach this class, I couldn't find a great picture, probably because this was this last week's session was a lot. We did some printmaking. We took our drawings and turned them into prints. And so I didn't get any pictures of that because I was head down and working. Just a lot of hands-on stuff going on. But and I know some of our kids, you guys didn't get to show their parents, in my class anyway, didn't get to show their parents because they were still really wet. And I was like, no, just leave them here. So I promise they're all in their journals and everything and ready to show next time you come into the studio so you can see what they did. But we have some amazing Andy Warhol type soup cans that they printed. This week they won't have a drawing lesson. So if you come to Open Studio for Drawing 101, and I know my Drawing 101 kids were super excited because they're always like, when are we going to paint? And I'm like, this is drawing class. So they're super excited that this is an open studio and there will be paints out and there will be drawing stuff out and there will be collage stuff out. And they'll get to, play in the room and all the stuff that they've seen and wanted to get into anyway. So no drawing lesson this week. I mean, obviously they've got their journals and if they want to draw in them, they absolutely can, but there will be other stuff available for them to do during Open Studio. And then my 102ers, so 102 Realistic did the same thing that 101 did, where we looked at the art of Andy Warhol last week and we made our own soup can designs and then printed them. But this is 102 Illustrative, and they've been working on character design, original character design all month long. These are our drawing mannequins, and we're putting them in different poses and working on how we draw people in motion and in movement and from different angles. Same story for our Drawing 102 kiddos. So if you come to class this week, we don't have a drawing lesson for you. Obviously, your drawing workbooks are always available to work in, but the entire studio will be open and you'll get to explore all of the fun inking stations and collage stations and holiday stations and do some painting or whatever you've had your eye on for the past 3 months. So Drawing 103 classes finished their artwork. This is from 103 Realistic, and we drew insects this month in colored pencils. So the objective was to draw them as photoreal as possible, and they did an amazing job. We got them matted up last week. My Drawing 103 Illustrative worked on cityscape, like street scenes. And so they had to use 1 and 2 point perspective in order to draw something happening on a city street. And they also took those home this week. So those should be done. There may be 1 or 2 people that aren't done, but it's just because maybe you missed a class in November. If you are coming to class this week, you're coming to Open Studio, you can absolutely finish up during that Open Studio session. If you choose not to and you want to do a makeup session, that's fine too. All right, housekeeping notes. Make sure I got everything I need to. All right, so the first and most important thing is there are no regular classes this week. Drawing and multimedia students should be coming to one of those Open Studio sessions. My preschool classes don't meet. My creative explorations classes don't meet. So nothing regular about this week. Now, maybe if you're in a Monday class that meets at 6, maybe you signed up for the Monday 6 o'clock Open Studio. And then in that case, I guess your week is very similar to what it normally is. So, but make sure you sign up for those open studios. That way we can pull a roster and we know who's coming. Those are available. Now, there's a couple places you can get it. It's in this email. You'll see this graphic here and you click it. It's going to open up a PDF, and each one of these little rectangles is like a button. Just hover over it. You'll see the cursor change to the hand that looks like this, right? And you can click it, and that's how you sign up, right? It's done through the same like registration system that we normally do. It's just a hidden registration link. It's through Sawyer. If you're on a familiar browser, it should be super easy because you don't have to re-log in or enter any of your information. Like, you should just be able to be like, this is my time, this is my kid, click register, done. Okay. So you shouldn't have a lot of stuff you have to fill in, because we already have all of your emergency contact information and your, medical needs and all that stuff saved. You just have to like tell us you're coming to that time. All right. If something changes, send me an email and I'll flip you around or move you off the roster or whatever we need to do. All right. But that's where you get that information for tonight and tomorrow night's open studio sessions. If your kiddo, like say you're traveling, you're already out of town and you're going to miss these, as long as your multimedia student has taken their project home, there is nothing you need to make up in terms of open studios. Okay. That's again, another reason why we do this. We know we're going to be about 40% attendance, maybe even 30% attendance this week. And so doing that many makeups for that many kids is painful. So we do it as an open studio because I don't want to have to make up that many. We got our projects done. We got our lessons done. Now it's time to enjoy the community and play and have fun. So that's what this is for. If you miss it and you've already finished your projects, don't do a makeup for this week's classes. Okay. If you have questions about that, reach out to me. The next thing is, and we're not going to go over this in huge detail because we did it in last week's video. If you want to know, I talked about it. I probably had 7 slides last week about registration for next semester. If you want to hear me talk in detail about spring semester registration, go back to last week's video and watch that. All right. But those links have all been sent out. Everybody should have them. If you don't see them, reach out to me. But the next semester starts January through May, and everybody has to re-enroll. So you're not automatically enrolled for January classes. Make sure that you go in and do that. We emailed out early access links just to you guys. They go public on Sunday morning at 9 a.m., but you guys have access early so that nobody loses a spot in their class. Okay. Whether you choose to use them or not is up to you. Those early access links will expire Friday night at 5 p.m. And that's because there's work behind the scenes that I have to do in order to get things ready to go for the public launch on Sunday morning. And so it just gives me enough time to do that. It also gives me enough buffer in case technology isn't working. So it doesn't really take 24 hours, but things can happen and I don't want to risk it. So anyway, that's what's going to happen for those links. If you need my help, ask now. Because I'm totally available today. I'm totally available tomorrow. I'm pretty much working all day, both and night, both of these days. But starting Wednesday, my hours get a little bit sketchy. I'm going to be traveling for the holidays. And so I will respond to emails and Facebook messages on Wednesday, but it won't be as quick as it is today and tomorrow. As of Wednesday night, I'm out. If you send me something after Wednesday night, I'm going to get back to you probably sometime on Sunday or Monday. Okay. So let me know if there's something you need from me, because I'm not working over the holiday. Okay. Or I'm going to try not to. Here we go. I have to lean forward in order to click my slide because I took my glasses off. Okay, here we go. The last note is just about holiday stuff. I've tried updating the website a little bit, but there is a bunch of holiday stuff up there. The gift cards are right on the main page. So if you've got family that are like, we wanted to, buy you a gift, and you're like, you could buy a gift card and that would help with whatever. The gift cards are right on the main homepage. They're also in the footer of the website. They always are. There's also apparel. So if you go to the homepage that says apparel and gifts or something like that, and you can shop all of our screen printed designs and things. Most of our shirts are direct to garment printed. I shouldn't say screen printed. They're direct to garment. And then I think the deadline for shipping for those in order to get them by Christmas is the 10th. because they are printed on demand and then shipped out. It just takes a little bit longer. So make sure you get those done if you wanted to give them something. I will say anybody that is gifting like next semester's classes and you're going to get that t-shirt to go with it. If like the semester classes is the gift and you would like your The World Needs No More Artists t-shirt in time to wrap it, just send me a message. I usually, like, obviously the deadline for those promo shirts is the 2nd at midnight, right? Well, the 1st at midnight, I guess is how it goes. Usually on the 2nd, I order all the shirts. And so they're here by, I mean, like the 17th, 18th at the latest. So I should have them in time for Christmas, and I'm happy to give you yours before Christmas if that was something that you wanted to gift. Otherwise we'll just give them to you when you come to class in January. Okay. And then the other thing is, I didn't put it in here, but I did put it in the notes, is the Creation Nation Art Club makes a great gift too. You've got a kiddo at home who wants to make art at home, having a live class with Orange Easel instructors that they can do either like at home or, I mean, whatever. So, and then there's a whole bunch library of on-demand classes as well that they can do. The Creation Nation Art Club is a great gift option as well. And I think I'm going to try to put together some like top 10 stocking stuffers. I had a lot of people ask about like our face paint sticks that we used in class, in preschool classes this last month, and those make great stocking stuffers. So I'm going to try to come up with, we're not doing the gift guide this year, just because in the last 2 years, we haven't had a lot come out of that. Like, it takes a lot of work to put that together. And then we haven't really seen a lot of use from it, because I can see the links that are clicked in it. So I'm not going to put one together, but I might put together just a top 10 list and get it posted to social media of things like that are quick and easy. And they would be Amazon affiliate links for us. So anywho, on my to-do list. All right, I think that's it. That's all I have. Like I said, make sure you note that there are no regular classes this week for anybody. There's open studios for our drawing and our multimedia students, right? And then make sure that you use those. I'm gonna put on my glasses so I can end this video appropriately because I can't see the links. Make sure that you use those registration links before Friday when they expire. If you need any help from me, get in touch with me here in the next day or two, okay? All right, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everybody, and I will see you soon.